WrestleZone presents Lost in the Midcard. Here are your hosts, Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we're as excited for Forbidden Door season as Booker T is looking at Sexy Red. It's Lost the Midcard. Welcome. We have a little PLE this weekend, Battleground. We'll talk about the card. Looks like a good match card, so it should be a very entertaining PLE. We'll break that down at the end of the show. Got contract news. Apparently, it's contract season in addition to Forbidden Door season. We'll talk about the big one that just happened, but we also learned via Fightful today, Gable's deal's coming up soon. Angel's deal's coming up soon. Lots of deals are coming up soon, so it's going to be interesting to see what all shakes out once everything.
Gable's deal is up this week.
And WWE's actively trying to get him. But
they got to pay off the Otis storyline tonight, right?
Absolutely.
Like, you can't take a risk of this being his last Raw and you guys somehow not getting this deal done. You have to pay the Alpha Academy storyline off tonight. I would
like to see Otis take over the leadership and they fire Gable. If Gable doesn't come back, then he's fired. If he does come back, well, then there's a feud already built in. So we'll get into that and much more. But first, thank you for joining the live chat with us here on WrestleZone. If you've not done so already, go to WrestleZone's Facebook or YouTube. We can go to Facebook as well. I'm sure they got a Facebook page. But go to their YouTube and subscribe ski for us, broski, and hit the bell icon so you know every time, not just us, but anytime WrestleZone may go live. Just hit that bell icon. You'll be notified. Also, on our individual live streams and videos, make sure you give us the orange casty thumbs up. Comment on them on the YouTube. Helps us get our reach out to as many people as possible. And we really appreciate everybody that joins us week to week. If you're in the chat or if you're not in the chat, we appreciate you joining us. Those in the chat, Mark, Joe, Brianne, Safet, Ozzy, thank you for joining us as always. Appreciate seeing you guys. How are you two doing? Says Brianne. I'm doing well.
All right, can't complain.
Going to Collision on Saturday. Excited to finally see an AEW show. The closest AEW has ever gotten to me is Kansas City, which is 3 hours away. Again, if they would have been at Kansas City like sometime soon, I might have just said screw it and drive down there. But they are in Council Bluffs, Iowa, where we used to have to go to gamble before Nebraska finally passed gambling and got into the 21st century. But it's never. Yeah, so it's an hour away. I'm going with a couple buddies, excited, and all I ask for, I've been asking on the Twitter for almost a month now. Please, Mr. Will Ospreay, wrestle for me. I want to see Mr. Ospreay wrestle because
he's wrestled at a lot of collisions lately, so your percentage odds look to be pretty good.
He's been wrestling a lot of Dynamite too, so and hopefully the arm. I figure the arm's kayfabe, but hopefully that doesn't keep him from wrestling. Oh, he's wrestling on Wednesday anyways, so isn't he taking on Roddy on Wednesday? Or is Roddy taking on Swerve?
Roddy's taking on Swerve for the AEW Championship.
Does Ospreay have a match?
A lot of people have some kind of problem with, and I don't understand, but that's probably another topic for another day.
Yeah. I mean, Roddy is coming off of a win. Damn good match with Leo Rush.
And to me, his reasoning to Tony Khan for why he deserved the top.
Tony!
It made sense. He was supposed to be in the casino gauntlet.
Tony!
He didn't get to go out there before the match finished. He won his last match. Impressive win over Leo Rush. Yeah, why the hell not? Swerve's a fighting champion. Swerve's not going to back down from a challenge. Why not have the freaking match?
You know, I miss
It just doesn't make any sense to me. People would be complaining. Here's the problem: people would be complaining if Swerve wasn't on TV wrestling every week, and people were complaining when Swerve's on TV wrestling every week.
people
Because there's
complain
going to be
anyways.
a portion of fans that are going to complain no matter what, and it's
Yeah.
very unfortunate.
So I hate that AEW does not put the entire Dynamite on a graphic like they used to. And then I start scrolling down the AEW page and I see the Wolverine meme with Willow's face on Wolverine looking at a picture of her, Statlander, and Stokely. Oh my God.
Not seen that yet. I'll have to check that out later.
Stokely,
Send
I'll
that to me.
put her in the old private here. He put that in earlier.
Okay, well, we just lost JB, so that's fun. I don't know if his computer crapped out or what, and he's back. Welcome back, JB.
I hit login instead of private chat.
You jobber.
I fat fingered the mouse. That's what she said. Yeah, I accidentally hit I hit login because I'm not logged into StreamYard. Like back when we did it on Believe, I was controlling the show, so I logged in, and now that Matt's controlling it through WrestleZone, he's logged in. I'm not logged in, so I just accidentally hit that, and it took me to the login page. I'm like, whoops, that didn't look good. So yeah, excited for Collision. I'll probably get a good idea what's going to go on there this Wednesday. But
see, MK knows.
Yeah.
At least look, man. Props to you for at least admitting it, because there's some people that aren't willing to admit it. So, props to you, MK.
MK, no. Earlier, MK, is this the calm before the stormbreaker? No, it's the calm before the shitstorm. Timeless Tony Storm. You notice like her and Mariah now are starting to have a lot more chemistry than they've had ever since they've been together.
It's been a slow build.
Yeah, so
this was all by design.
I don't think we need to break them up anytime soon now. I don't think. But
I still think Mariah should win unless they sign Natalia. I think, or Becky, heaven forbid. I think Mariah May should be winning the women's.
Oh my God!
Getting it all in.
If Becky signs with AEW, the tribalistic people will be hashed, but they'll be drinking the tears of the quote Stanford simps.
We'll get right into that, but first I need to. MK said, Matt, we're on the road to death before dishonor. What does this mean? All this means is we are going to have a bunch of weekly useless television on the Honor Club, and by the time Death Before Dishonor shows up, we'll get a good pay-per-view. That's all it means. That's it.
Yeah, I got tired of Ring of Honor being treated like AEW Dark, so
it's exactly what it is.
I unsubscribed months ago. I wonder if I can VPN. Oh, is it even worth VPNing? Oh, can you do ROH on Triller?
No, it's all on Honor Club, dude.
Bleh.
Yeah. You know it's not there? Becky Lynch and free agency. It's
big time back. Well, I can't say big time backs. I can actually. It's not trademarked. I can own it if I wanted to. The clock.
Big time Rebex.
Yeah. Clock struck midnight on Saturday, I think it was June 1st, and Becky Lynch officially became a free agent. Her contract with WWE has expired. She is a free agent for the first time in 11 years. She did re-sign with WWE back in 2021, saw out the contract, and wrapped up her thing with Liv Morgan, which actually was a nice little program between the two. I think it solidified Liv as a credible threat and a credible women's world champion at the same time to keep it warm for mommy when she comes back. So I thought they did a very good job of booking them both during that feud. And it's interesting because you think it's obvious she's coming back to WWE, but we don't know. Honestly, we don't know. She could just be taking time away and coming back to WWE and sign when she's ready. Obviously, Seth's there, but I mean, Seth's contract's coming up soon too. You figure those two are.
Seth signed a new deal already.
Oh, did he sign a new deal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Okay.
signed
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
He signed one a couple months ago.
Yeah. I don't expect Becky to sign.
Look, you would think it's a foregone conclusion.
But it is Forbidden Door season. What if she signs like a deal with Tony for like a month, and I don't know. And
I can't imagine Tony would bring her in just for a month. I don't.
Well,
maybe would. I don't know.
Naomi did what, 6 months at Impact, so.
Oh, she was there for longer than 6 months. She was there for at least a year, if not longer.
Watch her quietly re-sign, but as a handshake deal, shows up at Impact.
Jordynne Grace does have an open challenge for their upcoming pay-per-view.
Yeah, what if she quietly signed with WWE?
No, she definitely didn't. She definitely hasn't re-signed, because if she did, Sean would know.
Yeah, Sean usually
guarantee Fightful's all over this Becky story. If Becky had signed a new deal, Sean would know about it. So here, look, like I said, I think her going back to WWE is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
But I'm not rolling. Wrestling.
She can do anything she wants right now.
Wrestling over the last 4 years have managed to surprise me and shock me over and over again with the things that have occurred from, I'd say, 2021 to 2024. So I'm not rolling out Tony Khan getting on the phone and be like, hey, you want to work 1 day a week for more money than WWE was paying you, and we'll, cover your travel and your hotel, and or whatever they want to cover, the bus or whatever whatever she wants. Look, crazier things have happened. We never thought CM Punk would be back in professional wrestling, let alone WWE.
Absolutely.
And he's back, and he's in WWE. So, to me, I can't roll anything out, and I can't pretend to understand the needs and the wants of each individual talent that might want to do something different than what the fans want them to do.
Yeah.
It's just, who freaking knows, dude? Ricochet's deal's up this summer. Does he stay, or does he go out and hit New Japan? Does he go to AEW? I don't know. I don't know what any of these people's motivations are.
Yeah,
but I do feel like we are in uncharted territory.
Oh, absolutely.
Where anything can happen, and we can no longer speak in absolutes.
Yeah, it's like, well, Ricochet ain't leaving, Samantha's there. Well, if Ricochet only has to work 2 days a week or 1 day a week, there's plenty of time for them to be together. If he goes to AEW, if he goes to Japan, you might not see her for a couple weeks, but he's back, So you can't really say that in terms of Ricochet. Gable, here's the thing. Gable, ever since Triple H has taken over, Gable has been heavily featured literally every week. It has been very rare that there's a week that has gone by where Gable has not been featured. I cannot fathom that WWE is not trying to throw money at Gable.
I couldn't fathom that they've let it get to this point.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Deal's up on Friday.
Yep.
The consistent push Gable's had in 2024, to hear that his contract is up this Friday is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
We've seen in the past, Dax Harwood has openly talked about wanting Gable in AEW.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done the same thing. He did the same thing with Adam Copeland, too, and look what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying Gable is thinking about making the jump, because to me, the way he's been utilized this year, I think he would be insane to leave.
Yeah.
But if he wants to go and do other things, ain't nobody can stop him.
In the chat from a couple minutes ago, Mike M. No one ever thought Danielson would leave WWE. That's true, but at the same time, Danielson, or the WWE, was not letting Danielson wrestle when he was finding out on his own that he could. Steven Chambers, Ricochet, better fit in TNA, especially the X division. Be great, but I guarantee you there's more money on the
I don't think
table.
anybody's a good fit in TNA right now. With their future feels very uncertain to me right now.
I saw that article today about was that a Fightful?
All the people that were released on Friday.
Yeah, was that a Fightful article?
It was PW Insider broke the news on Friday.
This might be wild, but
I would not be surprised.
I meant to DM this to you today, and I forgot to because I was so busy.
I'm going to finish your thought before you even say it. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. You think WWE is going to buy TNA sometime this year?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling
the
same thing. It would be one of those shocking 2024 stories, and I can't roll it out.
And all that library.
Thank you, Ozzy.
I do a little social media work for a YouTuber. I don't know if that's public. Actually, it is public because she posted it. I do some work with Denise Salcedo, and so when there's no news, I do an On This Day. And on this day, 20 years ago, was Impact Wrestling's debut on Fox Sports.
That's wild.
Whatever. I don't know if it was one. No, it wasn't one back then. It was just Fox Sports. Something.
No, I think it was just Fox Sports 1 back then.
Yeah, or like regional or something, or just I don't know. It was weird, but yeah, that was the debut of the 6-sided ring and all that before they went. And then it was an afternoon show at 3 p.m. or something, and then eventually, of course, they went to Spike, and then on Thursdays, and then of course, there you go. Angel Garza, we talked about. Oh, what's this?
Gotta wish a happy birthday.
Hey,
Artie Thompson the 4th. Happy birthday. Hope 44. You're having a good one.
I'm 44 for another 3 months. Then I'll be 45. Happy birthday. Thank you.
JB.
Yeah, oh man, me. 45. That's the old colonoscopy age.
There it was Fox Sports Net. That's what it was.
Yeah, net. I knew there was a word.
Net.
Yeah, because FS1 wasn't around yet, and a lot of the FS nets were like regional shit, kind of like what Bally's did before they got some bankruptcy trouble. But Andrea, thank you for posting there, and Artie, happy birthday. Back into the chat here, we talked about Angel Garza. Matt's a Sith Lord. Yeah, Matt and I finish each other's sentences a lot on this show, if you don't notice. we have the same mindset. I literally was going to DM that to you today, and I just completely forgot.
It feels like TNA's setting themselves up for sale.
No credit.
Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I would not be surprised if by the end of 2024 TNA is owned by WWE. It wouldn't surprise me.
Because where is NXT heading? They're heading to broadcast television pretty soon.
Could you imagine NXT / like
they are going to want some names.
NWA? You remember NWA TNA?
Yeah.
What about WWE NXT TNA?
Because they're going to want some names, and they've already got names down there. I mean, you saw Michin, of course, is going to be in the ladder match when we talk about the card here later tonight. The Good Brothers are also having a title match on Sunday. We've seen AJ Styles go down there. We've seen Finn Balor go down there. We've seen Baron Corbin revitalize his career by going down there
up to the main roster and doing absolutely nothing.
I know. I'm a little pissed at that.
You should have just left. If you didn't have a plan, you should have just left him stay down there.
I'm a little pissed at that because I've been a Baron Corbin fan since day one, and
they drafted Dijak and haven't even put him on TV yet.
That too. But
that dude's contract's up this summer. He's going to be one of those people I bet is going to bet on themselves and leave.
The little Drew situation.
Because if I'm Dijak and I'm like, dude, I was killing NXT. You draft me to Raw, and the only thing I've done since his main event, I'm fucking out of here. He
killed it in NXT without holding a title.
Yeah, Dijak was killing it in NXT. I can't understand why they did what they did.
Yeah, and and Corbin, when he came back, he got popped. He got some pops. The crowd was popping for him because they knew what he was doing in NXT with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, Jesus Christ, he's on another level right now. I love what they're doing with Braun Breaker on Raw. I wonder if that guy's been sewn back from being cut in two. That NXT level up jobber guy. I think Kale. Kale's his name. So I saw a lot of the vegetable memes after he got broken in half by Braun Breaker. Let's see here. Let's go to Safin saying TKO buying TNA. I can see that.
Let's not forget that TNA Plus is on Endeavor's streaming platform. Like,
Ooh.
that's who runs TNA Plus, is Endeavor, who owns WWE.
Right.
There's a lot of connecting dots there that to me, it's very hard to ignore.
Yeah.
There's so many key cogs in the TNA machine that have been dismissed from this company thus far this year. It really makes me feel like something's going down.
629 on the chat here. Stephen Chambers approaching 50 in July. Happy early birthday next month. There's Stephen. Of course, Stephen, a longtime fan of ours. I appreciate you here every week. Mark Cho. I feel like that's why they fired Scott. I do too. He wanted to buy it and run it, and no credits. Probably like, oh, I get more money from Endeavor probably. So
yeah, that's my whole thought process too. If they're gonna cash out, they're gonna cash out big.
Stephen Chambers says
it's the way to cash out big.
Stephen Chambers says ROH replaces TNA on Access. Yeah, I don't have Access.
No,
probably not. I wish I had Access TV. That's a great channel. It's a great channel for rock and roll documentaries and stuff. I miss having Access.
Yeah, I had it up until January when Verizon Fios got rid of it. And yeah, now I've been paying $1 a month for their stupid YouTube channel to watch their product on delay. So that's great.
Frantic World, the real question is, will some wrestlers join WWE if they buy TNA? Absolutely.
I would imagine it would, unlike WCW, I would imagine this would be a package deal. And I believe if WWE were to buy TNA, they would be buying out the roster as well and taking on their contracts as they're currently set up. Obviously, this is just my opinion. This is not a report. But I would think if WWE were to buy TNA, I think they would also be buying up all of the people currently under contracts, because it's not like TNA's paying out, 7-figure deals like WCW was.
Yeah.
When they were bought out by WWE. WWE could afford to take on these deals and not bat an eye.
And it wasn't really Vince's fault. It was Bischoff's fault for these idiotic contracts. Everybody had guaranteed, and they just said, "Oh, I'm just going to sit at home and ride it out."
Could you really blame them though? I couldn't blame them.
No, I don't. No, I don't blame them at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that
free agencies. Long story short, free agency's freaking crazy right now. Unbelievable. I have no idea what's going to happen with so many different talents this year.
I know.
It's a great time to be a fan. And honestly, I haven't felt like free agency has been a great thing in professional wrestling since the 90s. So the fact that we have these kind of free agency things going on again this day and age, I never thought we'd see it again. It's very freaking cool.
Yeah, Mark Henry appeared for a Battle Riot with Teddy Long
Saturday.
I hear
apparently he's scheduled to make more appearances with them too. So
yep, I'm hearing. I don't know if this is dirt sheet stuff or what, but I'm hearing Triple H absolutely positively wants to bring Henry back in, just because of the talent he's been able to.
I haven't heard that, but I thought when his deal with AEW expired, I'm like, well, he's going right back to WWE.
Yeah.
So seeing him pop up in MLW was very surprising to me. But like I said, who knows what Mark Henry's motivations are?
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to be tied down to a major company right now, and he just wants to do his own thing.
Riddle won Battle Riot this past weekend. Jake Hager no longer with AEW either. His contract quietly went up in smoke. Get it?
I don't see anybody.
I heard one company's interested. It probably rhymes with Impact. Moving on to the next topic of the day. Did not expect this to happen so swiftly, but We have well, I say possibly because it could change after Dynamite, but no, we all know what the main event for Forbidden Door is going to be. We had ourselves a little bit of a Forbidden Door Casino Gauntlet match, and in the final two came down to Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy. Will Ospreay getting the win. Will Ospreay, of course, is your AEW International Champion as well. So he's looking to be Ospreay 2 belts when he takes on Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door. Of course, there's the Swerve and Roddy match, but we all expect Swerve to beat that. MK, NWA, maybe that's the company that's interested in Hager. Maybe not. It may not be Impact.
I don't think they can afford him.
Probably not.
I think
he's retired from MMA.
I think Hager's made all the money in the world, and now it's pretty much you're gonna have to pay me to show up. Hager's not the type of guy that I see popping up at Game Changer Wrestling and Wrestling Revolver in places like in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Like I don't see Hager as that type of guy. I see Hager as you really want me, you're gonna pay me to get me in there, and I don't know if any of the main companies that are going to be offering the money that he's looking for are going to be interested in bringing him in.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
that's just me.
Obviously, Ospreay has been basically the hottest thing in AEW right now. You surprised that they're doing this?
Are you?
You surprised they're doing this so soon with Swerve?
No, and I'll tell you why. I think this is a case of AEW trying to give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
I think AEW has seen the chatter online over the past couple of months of Swerve and Ospreay all in, Swerve Ospreay all in. Clearly, they have other plans for All In. I don't know what they are, but clearly AEW has different plans for Swerve in the AEW World Championship and All In. So I predict we're going to have a great match at Forbidden Door. Swerve is going to go over and give Ospreay his first singles loss in AEW and firmly establish himself as the top guy in that company. And I think that loss will also lead to the final dismantling of Ospreay and the Dog Callis family.
Maybe. I don't know, man. The thing is, All In is around the corner. Do they want Ospreay as their champion when they go back to Wembley?
They're not going to two belt him up. And if they end Swerve's title reign already,
yeah,
like the shit show we're going to get out of that online is something I really don't want to be a part of. I want nothing to do with that.
You know, right now, the only plausible thing that I can think of off the top of my head for Wembley that is not Ospreay would be Swerve and Jay White.
I don't think anybody cares about that.
I just don't know. I don't know of a plausible other top contender.
Doesn't need to be a top contender. They just need to win the Owen tournament. They
right.
literally could put in anybody. It doesn't need it like rankings or all that BS doesn't matter.
No, I'm just talking about.
You literally have to do is just win that Owen Hart tournament. You're challenging it all in.
I'm just talking about top guys like in the company. You know, we don't know. Cole ain't gonna be ready. Not yet.
Well, you didn't think Ospreay was yet either.
That's true.
So I'm not rolling that out unless Cole's healthy at All In and they're going to rematch Cole and MJF and blow that feud off there. I would not roll out Swerve versus MJF. I'll have a lot better idea of who Swerve's challenger is once we see the Owen Hart tournament brackets.
Yeah, I just don't think MJF's going to be. Well, I just don't think he should be in the title picture just yet. I think they should just let him get.
Mark, are you drunk? Are you fucking drunk? The AEW's biggest show of the year, you put Davey Boy Smith Jr. in the main event.
That'll put butts in the seats.
Come on, dude. No. And I like Davey Boy Smith Jr., but no. Freaking no.
That'll put butts in the seats.
Yeah, it'll do something.
I don't know, man. I I don't know if you put MJF right back into the title picture right away. I just don't know.
Why are you talking right away? It's the beginning of June and all ends at the end of August. That's
Well,
3 months.
that's basically the first. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like I said, once we see the brackets for the Owen Hart tournament, I will have a very good idea about who Swerve's challenger is going to be. But I need to see the brackets first.
Speaking of that forbidden door, this past Tuesday, NXT had a forbidden door and a surprisingly somebody left that door open for somebody else to sneak in. But first, that lady right there, Jordynne Grace, announced by NXT general manager that she's going to be the surprise. And it was so surprising. Roxanne Perez did not know that she was there. And I guess apparently her and the other surprise were hiding out in former WWE superstar Cesar Bonani's garage earlier. I mean, he must live right by there or something because they were kind of hiding out there in Orlando. Of course, a lot of the wrestlers live in Orlando, but Ava coming out to announce Jordynne Grace as the challenger for Roxanne Perez. Pretty cool moment there. Big pop in the old NXT arena there, Matt. What were your thoughts when this dropped on Tuesday?
I was very surprised. All the reports out there were suggested it was going to be Tegan Knox. So when Jordynne Grace came out, you're just like, what the hell is going on? And let's face it, we are a Monday show, and we talk about the biggest news of the week of pro wrestling. Very rarely, beyond doing predictions for their upcoming, PLEs, are we talking about NXT by next Monday. And they had 2 moments on Tuesday's show that we're talking about here today.
Yeah.
So we give props to NXT. NXT's cooking. NXT managed to get 2 huge surprises that nobody reported, nobody saw coming, and that's exciting. As a wrestling fan,
Yeah.
I'm all for any time a wrestling company can pull the wool over everybody's eyes and shock people. And NXT did that twice on Tuesday, and I think their ratings will reflect it this Tuesday night because I think more people are going to tune in to see what happens next.
Stephen Chambers in the chat saying would be cool to see Scorpio Sky and NXT joining Paige. Is his contract up soon? Or
No,
up?
they've been running vignettes for Scorpio Sky's return to AEW, so that's not happening.
Yeah, I didn't think he was loose. So, well, clearly, I mean, they're starting Ethan at the top here, where AEW really fumbled.
I'm thinking. Look, they haven't announced this yet, but I'm thinking it's Paige and Trick Williams for the NXT Championship at Battleground on Sunday.
Yeah,
I think he's going straight for the top.
Yeah, I don't think they have.
They have not announced the opponent for Trick Williams for Battleground yet.
Is he going to wrestle at Battleground? That's
why the fuck wouldn't he? He's the fucking NXT champion.
Well, they already have 5 matches. That's the thing.
I don't fucking care. You're the NXT champion. You should be wrestling on the PLEs.
Yeah.
So I am not ruling out a match between Trick Williams and Ethan Page. Maybe it's a non-title match, and if Page wins, he earns a title shot. Like if they want to run it that way, but
we'll probably get more clarity.
I'm not rolling it out, man. Like that's why people are going to want to tune in tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll probably get more clarity tomorrow. And speaking of which, at the end of Ethan Page, let's put him, that sexy beast, up there. At the end of the main event, of course, we had Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Javon Evans, holy cow, they're strapping him to the moon already. The 18 or 19-year-old, if he's main event in NXT already, and teaming up with the biggest guy in the company right now with Trick Williams. They took on Gallus. Wolfgang hurt?
I don't know.
I haven't watched it. I tried to keep up with NXT, but Tuesdays I work trivia, and then I just kind of got behind. So but I did watch last week's, and so I didn't know.
That's honestly all you needed to see, dude.
Yeah, I watched last week's and did not. Yeah, I was like, "Where's Wolfgang at? Where's old Wolfie?" Because you don't normally see Joe and Mark teaming together. But after the win by Trick and Javon.
Steve, we will not see Ricky Starks at Battleground. He's still under an AEW deal. You're being crazy, man.
Yeah, everybody thinks because he's one of Cody's good friends that he's going to WWE. after the match, Lash comes out to confront Trick to see if he attacked Noam Dar and Oramensa. Turns out no. Lights go out. We still don't see anybody. We see lights come back on. We're looking at Trick and Lash again. They're like, oh, who's playing tricks with us? But then the crowd starts to scream as they see All Ego Ethan Page push Trick into Lash, knocking her down, and then beating the hell out of Trick. What a moment! I am gone on Tuesdays. You're watching it and you're seeing the pulse of the internet on Twitter. What was going on when All Ego closed out NXT holding that title?
Like I said, I was shocked again. Like when
Yeah.
he first attacked Trick, the way the camera was and the way Ethan was positioned, I couldn't tell who it was. I'm like, who's this guy? You know, when we finally got the look, I'm like, holy shit. You know, like freaking awesome. Honestly, like NXT should be commended. The people in charge over there should very much be commended for being able to keep that type of news from leaking out. Like not just Grace, but Paige as well.
Yeah.
To be able to hit that 1-2 punch on last week's show.
Yeah.
Props to them, man.
And
like, that's not an easy thing to do in this day and age. It's really not.
Let's call a spade a spade. AEW fucked up with Ethan Page, man. The
100%.
only good thing they did was him and Scorpio were a great team. That was amazing.
Until they paired him with Dan Lambert.
Exactly. But other than that, they just fucked him over and over and over. No push whatsoever. You count ROH maybe, but then he got dropped from that TV title chase for no reason.
Well, I think he got dropped from that thing because he told them like, I want out.
Yeah.
I think like he informed them like, when my deal's up, I'm not resigning her.
So Sean says, okay, we'll put you right at the top, Mr. All Ego. Mark Cho saying Wolfgang is not injured, so that's good. Maybe he's just on a little vacay or something, or I don't know. Maybe I figure he's still in Gallus. I've not seen a breakup of the band. So, but Ethan Page, Matt. I mean, if you follow us, I mean, with our start and stops of Impact Wrestling back in the day, we're both gigantic fans of Ethan Page. God, does Danhausen follow him to NXT now? You gotta, that's another guy they fumbled the bag with. This guy is like their top merch seller at points, and AEW does nothing with him, which is even more frustrating.
Look, I have no clue when Danhausen's deal is up.
Yeah.
But he's tight enough with CM Punk that as long as Punk doesn't fuck things up for himself in WWE,
he'll have the pull.
Until Danhausen's deal is up, Danhausen will be with WWE. Because there's too much money to be made with a character like his. Like you see what they do with R-Truth.
Yeah.
There's no way that with people like Punk in that company now, and now Page, that Danhausen isn't in WWE the second his deal's up. It's another drop ball by AEW. I don't understand.
Yep.
What they do with some of their talents over there, but it's disappointing to see great talent go to waste. And Ethan Page, perfect example, and Danhausen's another one.
So pretty wild that we have 2 articles of NXT, plus we're talking in NXT PLE at the end of the show. But first, let's go to from a salmon jacket to a light blue jacket. Both of them are turncoats. AJ Styles, what an ending to SmackDown. Though I'm assuming everybody and their dog saw it coming, right, Matt?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Still a good segment. They got emotional with the Good Brothers, and you saw it coming a mile away, but I still thought it was a great segment. Do you agree, Matt?
Yeah. The segment was what it was. Like to me, I was just waiting for this shoe to drop, so I really wasn't that big on it. Mark Henry loved the segment, and I guess that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mark Henry's segment was great because you didn't see it coming, and it was more impactful.
Yeah,
And this one you saw coming like a million miles away.
absolutely. But yeah, nobody saw Mark Henry's coming. That was so good. So maybe you can put the two jackets next to each other at the old merch or the old whatever they call that WWE WrestleMania thing nowadays. That was a great segment. Obviously going to be a rematch, maybe a Clash of the Castle, maybe is SummerSlam next after that, or is there a July pay-per-view? So that always confused me with SummerSlam now. It used to be July, or it used to be end of August, and they did July one year.
You got Clash of the Castle and Money in the Bank.
Oh, Money in the Bank, that's right. SummerSlam first week of August this year. So maybe a Money in the Bank match too. I don't know. Maybe they'll put it on Clash of the Castle. Hard telling. But either way, good setup. We saw it a mile away, but yeah.
Hey, MK, you know who else was an average wrestler who got over because he had a great gimmick?
Hulk Hogan.
I was going to say John Cena.
Ultimate Warrior.
But yeah.
He was below average wrestler.
You do not need to be... You do not need to be a Kenny Omega or a Will Ospreay to get over in professional wrestling. And to me, Danhausen's gimmick is all he needs to be a mega money generator for any company he's part of. And AEW has absolutely positively dropped the ball with that man.
LA Knight ain't no ring technician, but he still can get the job done. Yeah!
I think LA Knight's damn good in the ring.
Yeah, but he's not like Ospreay or anything, but yeah.
Well, look, there's very few people that are.
That's true. All right, we got 7 minutes left in the show. Let's go to NXT Battleground this Sunday on your Peacock. It's going to be NXT Battleground right now. 5 matches, so we can't say Trick and Ego quite yet. So we're just going to go with the 5 that we have. Plus, you probably wouldn't assume that Ethan Page would beat Trick right away. Trick just won that title, so I don't think Trick would lose to Ethan Page, right?
I mean, unless they have main roster plans for Trick imminently, I wouldn't see it either. But you would think with them going to network television,
I felt
that they would want Trick Williams on that show. However, if they end up buying TNA, they have a whole gigantic roster of people that they could utilize on that show this fall.
And guess who would be coming over? Josh Alexander. I've been saying my feeling is Trick's going to be up by the fall after SummerSlam is my guess. We have for the NXT Tag Team Championships, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, great tag team. They're taking on the OC. The OC going to get some gold with
better
with their buddy AJ on the horizon.
What's the point of them being down there if you're not going to strap them up?
Yep.
To me, this is shit or get off the pot. Like if the OC don't win the tag titles on Sunday, I never want to see them in NXT again. Put them back up there with AJ.
Yeah.
And they can, beat up Cody Rhodes. They do the whole beat up John Cena, beat up Cody Rhodes, and I just make up your mind. It's you strap them up on Sunday, or I never want to see them in NXT again.
There was a SmackDown years ago, and AJ's got Cena in a headlock, and it's quiet. I yell, "Beat up John Cena!" AJ looks over and goes, "I am!" Yeah. But you can still have them strapped up and be with AJ. I'm assuming they're going to be heel and be with AJ. That's just
they're heel right now. So
yep, exactly. So they're no longer playing. What's AJ doing on Raw? And I figured they would be heavily featured under Triple H. A little surprised they weren't more heavily featured. So
look, just as people have been wasted in AEW, there's people being wasted in WWE too. It's not exclusive to one company. Every major company right now has some great talent on their roster that they are absolutely wasting.
We should start a company, Matt.
Yeah, we couldn't afford them.
Bring in Downhausen, bring in OC,
We could not afford them. We do not have the type of budget we would need a bankroll in order to do that.
We need a bankroll. We need a sugar daddy.
Yeah, good luck with that. You find them and you let me know.
All right, I will. NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace. You wouldn't think an Impact wrestler would win, but then if WWE is buying Impact and they want to shock the world, maybe, but I can't see it. But boy, it'd be wild.
You know what?
Fuck it.
All the reports out there saying Jordynne Grace has 3 appearances. You know what?
One's Tuesday.
I think. Well, one was last Tuesday, one was this Tuesday, one Sunday at Battleground. I think they're going to shock. I think WWE and TNA are going to shock the world again, and I think Grace takes the NXT Championship to TNA, and NXT superstars start appearing in at Impact to try to get that title back. I think things are about to get crazier before they get saner.
It'd be wild. This is going to be a fun one. A couple of former MMA fighters, Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice, in an NXT Underground match. I'm going to guarantee you this is going to be better than Baszler and Ronda Rousey by a mile. Lola's been pushed a lot. I can't
see Lola losing.
Yeah, I can't see it either. Though Shayna needs a push.
Well, Shayna's being established on the main roster. Her and damn it, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name. They're the number 1 contenders for the women's tag titles. What's her freaking name? Somebody in the chat, come on. Who's Shayna Baszler's partner's name? I'm blanking right now. But they're being recruited by Sonya Deville.
Yeah. I've drawn it. It's
this is driving me crazy. Somebody in the chat tell me. We got over 300. We got over 300 people.
I've got
one person in here can tell me who this person is.
Zoe Stark.
Yes, thank you, Zoe.
I knew it started with a Z. I was having a brain fart.
If you'd have just told me it started with a Z, I probably would have remembered.
Yeah, well, I had Z360 in my head, and I was trying to figure it out myself. Two old guys.
Yeah, I think Baszler's got enough going for her on the main roster right now. I think this is the last we see of Shayna and NXT for the time being.
Need to change the title of the show to Alzheimer's in the Midcard. Jeez. Triple threat. Let's start. We got 2 minutes left before Dick Wolf signs us off. Obafemi, Wesley, Joe Coffey. I think Wesley's getting this title back.
He damn well better.
Yep. And then the very first ever North American Women's Championship, 6 women in a ladder match. Kalani Jordan, Meechin, Jada Parker, Fallon Henley, Lash Legend, Sol Ruka. I feel like there was a reason why they turned Fallon Henley heel. I think she's going to win the ladder match.
Yeah, probably. It's either her or Meechin. If they're going to utilize her more in NXT, I think those her and that's the dark horse pick. So
they did interview her on SmackDown, so it'd be kind of. I wouldn't mind her going heel as well, and just keeping with the OC too, which the OC could still. They're in NXT now, so bam. There's what you got. Monday Night Raw tonight. We got ourselves a lot of stuff in the rundown. Ricochet trying to get payback against Braun Breaker. Kiana James makes her Raw debut against Natalya. Finn Balor, Dragon Lee. New Day against AOP. Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. That's going to be a good one. Raw cut off last week before they showed the damn kiss between Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom. And so we'll find out what happens in the aftermath of that. And Rey Mysterio taking on Damian Priest. Dick Wolf is on our screen. Time to go. Matt, any final thoughts?
Nope. Let's hope for a good Raw and another good week of pro wrestling.
Thank you for joining Lost the Midcard. We'll be back same bad time, same bad channel next week. We'll break down NXT Battleground and anything else that happens through that forbidden door. Have yourselves a good week. Don't be a tribalistic bitch, and take care.